Heather, the producer for The Wanderer, and what it's essentially about is a young girl, Nova, discovering a world around her whilst trying to uncover the events leading up to her brother's last moments. There's a lot of inspiration for Wicca, which, if some of you don't know, it follows a nature-orientated religion with rituals and modern witchcraft practices. We're incorporating other magical elements such as black magic and Satanism, and we're using these practices in an interesting way to give you an insight into another world that you are unsure upon.
Hi everyone, my name is Gemma Fisk and I am the cinematographer for the upcoming short film, The Wanderer. I'm really looking forward to making this short film as it will have a fantasy theme and it will be full of beautiful, magical elements which will make it a really fun experience to watch with your friends and family. Now, when looking into this short film, I did some research to kind of figure out how I want it to look and the style of it. So I looked into films like The Pan's Labyrinth, The Spider-Rick Chronicles and a series called The Dark Crystal. Now, one thing I found that they all had in common was it had a fantasy theme and each one had a very unique element to it, whether it was set design, costumes, makeup, the cinematography, so like the lighting or the camera work, they all were just very unique and outstanding, and I think that's one thing we really want to create when making this short film, The Wanderer.
Hi, my name is Mia Rhodes and I will be directing the short fantasy film The Wanderer. So one of the reasons we wanted to do a fantasy film was simply because we feel we want to give people a form of escapism during this really difficult time. And you know, a lot of things that are being made at the minute tend to centre around the way lockdown has impacted us, how it's making us feel, and we just wanted to do something different and to forget the world of masks and social distancing for a while and be able to, you know, find a way to get people immersed into something. So that was kind of what inspired us in the first place to take on the challenge of making a fantasy film in a pandemic.
We want to give you a journey and sense of being with relatable characters that we may see in ourselves. And our main character, Nova, is someone I really care about because she's a young lost girl without the support of her mother. And really, she's still trying to find herself at this age without an older representation in her life, or the ones that she does have isn't from a warm, loving nature. And I'm sure we've all experienced this growing up, whether with parents, our friends, a colleague, or maybe even now with the pandemic. Whatever the matter is, haven't you ever wanted that form of escapism?
I'm Choyan, the sound designer for The Wanderer, and I jumped on this project as soon as I could because of how weird and wonderful the soundscape is gonna be. It's gonna let me be really creative with the sounds. Like, I get to make these bizarre sounds because of this world. This world, you've never experienced this world. It's a completely new thing. So I get to mess around with the sounds and bend the expectations of sound with the project. It would definitely be quite challenging, but I think I'm up for the challenge and it should be a really cool story in terms of sound.
Hi, my name is Leah Gunjul and I am camera and editor on the film The Wanderer. I'm really excited to participate in this film as I love how ambitious it is and how it's going to be quite difficult for us, so we're going to have to push ourselves. I also can't wait to experiment with new camera and editing techniques that I've never tried before. I also love that this film is a fantasy film, with one of my favourite films being Labyrinth, for the way in which it transports an audience to a different world and creates a sense of escapism, which is what we are hoping to achieve with our own film.
How we plan on doing this is using locations within a forest in Leeds, which gives us much more freedom to create this world, in conjunction with government guidelines to make sure all cast and crew are safe during these strange times. Your donation would really help to make our vision become a reality. It's very production design based, with quality design costumes, makeup and fantasy props, which will aid in telling the story visually.